Andrea Young. Her poetry bears the darkness, the humor, the wit, the melancholy, and serious understanding of someone who has experienced a lot in life. I also was delighted to hear her read a poem in a characteristic dialect, which added a whole new layer of realism to the already excellent piece. There you go. Andrea.
This one is a friend of mine. We knew each other quite a while in Cleveland. I lived there for 5 years, and we knew each other for quite a bit. And then I went to Los Angeles, and he and his wife moved there shortly after I got there, and it's called Sucker Punched. 9 words. He took me by surprise with a 9-word email, and 4 of those were names. Hi, Andrea. Bad news. Dennis Young committed suicide. August. Physically repulsed by the screen, by the keyboard, I sucked in my breath and jumped back, staring in horror, which caved to disbelief. Dennis. I knew you in Cleveland. We sat poolside. You tried to guess girls' bra sizes. I put my hand on your knee once. Your skin was flawless, oriental smooth. So unpresumptuous, even with your PhD in chemistry, you were one of us, disgruntled at the injustices of the boss. You were working class. You married and brought your too white, rich wife to California. Remember when she found a check for $10,000 in her pocket and it was no big deal? Funny, I only remember she was a blonde Italian girl, but white, so damn white. Some of the memories, Dennis, make me want to throw up right now. What went wrong, Dennis? How did you end up so alone in this world? I could have imagined it of others, Dennis. Weaker-willed, less going for them. But you always seemed. And isn't that the surprise? The least expected, never suspected, are always the ones. Why has this grabbed me so hard? A fist is squeezing my heart, my lungs. I have known people who've killed themselves before. My cousin jumped from the Tappan Zee Bridge years ago. But you are the first to commit suicide. Like committing adultery, it's a sin in my world. Although I can't conceive of a God who would punish such an already tortured soul. Dennis, how did it get so bad, so out of hand? How did the scotch tape holding your life together become so brittle? If I'd known, I would have bought duct tape. Its shiny silver facade would have eased you through the days. Damn, Dennis, your life is worth so much more than 5 words. 4 if we ignore the high. Try as I might, I cannot remember your wife's name. But as Reuben pointed out, you remember I wasn't a fan of his. It was more like a business arrangement, each contributing a portion of the common bills with your own money left over. Is that what happened, Dennis? I'm speaking to the darkness now. An image floats, a dozen bagels devoured. You must have had feet that weighed 10,000 pounds or the metabolism of an atomic bomb because you remained a beanpole. I remember how your wife barely now, how she clung to you at the Christmas party like an insecure child, her head on your shoulder for most of the night. What happened, Dennis? It's getting late, and I'm scared of the darkness now. Dennis, one last thing, please. What happened when you reached the other side? My body. In the early pre-dawn light, I enter the shower. Warm water envelops me in its grip. Vapor clouds swirl around me. Droplets gather on the windowsill and grow plump and juicy. Strands of hair escape the stronghold of my scalp. Tears gather in my eyes and roll down my body to mix with the water pouring down the drain, to mingle and salt tinge the polluted sewer waters. I cry freely, silently, and hard, sheltered from my family behind the ugly flowered curtain. I feel the silent infiltrations and invasions of my body. They took the malignant masses months ago, but I feel them multiplying and pulsing within me with a new wave beat. My family sleeps on in peaceful slumber, sheltered by the closed bathroom door. In the safety of my cocoon, my fears wash off me in floods. Mist circles my head, clings to my hair. I will smell whiffs of the fear and loathing later in the day. I scream, "This is my body, mine." But no one hears, no one listens. Even my doctor is deaf. I am clean, yet he wants to remove the rest of my woman parts. This is my body, it is mine. I'm not ready. I've beaten this. I want more children. I refuse to cry. He gives me 6 months to think, judge, weigh, and juggle harsh options. Our friends bring dinner tonight. They talk about trips they've scheduled this year. Remind us they know they are too selfish to want children. I excuse myself, softly shut the door of my sanctuary, the bathroom behind me, turn on the water in the sink. I sit on the floor. Decisions tumble, infused with visions of exotic vacation plans, grappling with the selfish question while grasping for air. Why me? My body, mine. Jealous believers. When I was growing up, Mama dragged me to Glory Land every Sunday morning and Wednesday evening trying to save my soul. What she didn't know was my soul was already taken, spoken for, so to speak. Started when my daddy began his weekly visits to my bed when I was 4 or so and didn't know no better. First, I thought this was things girls did to make their daddies happy. After all, that's what he told me. Like the good girl Mom was fashioning me to be, I kept our secret safe from her, my teachers, the rest of the world. Weren't until they told us about our body rights and inappropriate touching I knew no different. By then, it was too late. Something inside of me had already turned the blackest of coal. It felt downright uncomfortable sitting in there. I could feel the ugliness of it, moving around different parts like a big old crawling garden spider. Once, it settled in behind my left ear for a spell. I felt the ugliness grow, kind of like a cancer. That day, I prayed to the dark man himself. You know, the guy with many names, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. Yeah, they taught us about him at Bible school at Glory Land every Wednesday from 7 to 8. So I prayed to him. And you know what? He listened to me. He made my daddy disappear. It looked normal enough. His car got caught in the train tracks and he was smashed to smithereens. But I knew the man was behind it. You know, the guy with many names. Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. Every Sunday morning and Wednesday evening, I continued to go with Mama to Glory Land so she would believe.